Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News Today starts now.
Michigan hits another grim milestone with the coronavirus. This comes as countries across the globe meet to discuss the virus and the potential new vaccine.
And Republican Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey returns home from his visit with President Trump at the White House as groups of Detroiters sue the president for trying to suppress the black vote.
And taking a look at 4 Live radar here, we are under a winter weather advisory today, and Andrew is tracking some snow in the forecast just minutes away.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Priya Mann.
And I'm Grant Herms. Thanks for joining us this morning on a Sunday morning at Local 4 News Today. So it's been raining here all morning, but some folks near us are going to get some snow today.
So when I woke up this morning, I remembered Andrew talking about it yesterday, and I crept ever so tentatively to the window to look outside. And I was like, oh, no snow here in downtown Detroit. And then I was like, oh, but it's raining and I have to take Zen out real quick.
That is the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. But now we're also talking about 1 to 3 inches.
That's right, by the end of tonight, because it remains cold through the day, and although it may be raining and still in some Detroit neighborhoods, don't be surprised by snowflakes developing as we go through this morning and especially this afternoon, because it remains cold with temperatures that will be in the low and middle 30s. Winter weather advisory because of the snowfall anticipated by the end of the day. That's for Detroit and most of southeast Michigan, including downtown Detroit, out toward Ann Arbor, and as far north as Port Huron. Here's a look at my snow timeline for today. As we go through the day, temperatures stay in the low and mid 30s with that rain-snow mix continuing as we go throughout much of this morning and even into the afternoon and this evening. It gets colder, of course, later this evening after sunset, and that's when we're looking at a better chance of scattered snow that will be across the area. That will accumulate, and we'll see at least slushy conditions before the day is over. Here's a look at Storm Tracker 4. You can see snow now more prevalent throughout much of Wayne County and Washtenaw County, more so than earlier today. You can also see that rain-snow mix still over portions of Macomb County, but road surface temperatures are going to be key as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon. Although temperatures may be closer to the freezing mark, we are looking at road surface temperatures that are still above freezing because it's been so warm over the past few days. So for now, we have wet road conditions. This afternoon, snowier, slushier road conditions. More on this and your snow totals in minutes.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Now to the coronavirus as Michigan marks another grim milestone.
Yeah, the state has topped 300,000 total cases of the virus with nearly 8,500 deaths. The state is reporting 7,528 new cases with 101 more deaths. 59 of those deaths came from a review of records. And we've learned Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon has been hospitalized with the virus. His daughter tells us he developed mild symptoms earlier this week, and then things got worse.
Yesterday, his symptoms started to progress a little bit. He was having low oxygen levels. So his doctor did kind of have him monitoring those levels just because we know, that COVID attacks the respiratory system.
Napoleon's daughter says he's doing better. His brother, Highland Park Police Chief Hilton Napoleon, spent more than 2 months in the hospital because of the virus. Well, the annual G20 summit is taking place this weekend, and it's virtual for the first time ever.
World leaders are focusing on how to distribute a coronavirus vaccine when it becomes available. G20 countries have put $11 trillion into pandemic economic recovery efforts this year. The summit comes as the world welcomes news that Pfizer has submitted its vaccine to the FDA for an emergency use authorization. That will come as early as December 10th.
We don't really look at these issues of cost. We look more at who is going to receive the best impact from these vaccines.
According to a CDC immunization expert, high-risk individuals may be among those who receive a vaccine first. That includes healthcare providers, hospital employees, and people in nursing homes.
Well, new developments in the presidential election. President Trump has requested a recount of votes in Georgia.
On Friday, though, the votes were certified in that state, and in Pennsylvania, a federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit filed by the Trump campaign. The judge said the suit contained strained legal argument without merit. That means Pennsylvania officials can certify election results that show Joe Biden winning that state by more than 80,000 votes.
And here in Michigan, the Republican National Committee and local Republican Party are asking the Board of State Canvassers to delay the certification of election results for 2 weeks. They're asking for a full audit with claims of potential voter fraud, though it's important to note there has been no evidence of any fraud.
State Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey is back in Michigan this morning after his visit to the White House. He wouldn't answer questions at Metro Airport. Instead, he sang a hymn as he walked. Shirkey and House Speaker Lee Chatfield met with the president in Washington on Friday. After the meeting, they released a joint statement saying they will follow state law when it comes to Michigan's election, but they didn't say whether the president asked them to intervene. Saturday morning, the president tweeted that their statement was true, but he vowed to show massive and unprecedented fraud. As photos also surfaced of House Speaker Chatfield and other Michigan Republicans drinking inside the Trump Hotel with masks, or rather without masks, which is allowed under D.C.'s COVID orders. And representatives for both Chatfield and Shirkey say the two did pay for their own expenses.
A group of Detroit voters are now suing the Trump campaign, claiming they're trying to disenfranchise black voters in their attempt to block the certification of votes in Wayne County. The Detroit branch of the NAACP has brought on a lawyer ahead of Monday's vote by the Board of State Canvassers. Larry Sproul spoke with branch president, Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony.
Reverend Anthony says this 18-page lawsuit and the fact that they hired attorneys is really about making sure that the votes here in Michigan are certified and heard loud and clear.
As I understand it, the lawsuit is designed to prevent folk from misusing the vote in the election of Wayne County folk, in particular people in Detroit, not to delay, not certify the right of the people.
That lawsuit Detroit NAACP President Wendell Anthony is talking about is 18 pages long, now filed in the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. The plaintiffs, several local Detroit voters, along with the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization. They are suing Donald Trump and his campaign, claiming they're trying to disenfranchise black voters by trying to block the certification of votes in Wayne County.
How are you going to extract Wayne County out of Michigan? Aren't we a part of Michigan?
Now, that's a question Reverend Wendell Anthony says the NAACP is trying to figure out. That's why they hired a team of lawyers to make sure that does not happen.
And so we're preparing in case things don't go right, that we come in strong.
Anthony says Trump is doing everything he can to stay in office, like reaching out to local Republicans prior to Monday's state board canvassers meeting to certify Michigan's votes.
Let me call some legislators to the White House, i.e. Shirkey and Chatfield from Michigan. Let them stay at the weekend, somehow decertify or get them to slow this process down.
Reverend Anthony says he believes that no matter what, there will be a new president and vice president sworn into office January 20th.
Let the will of the people go forward. The people in Michigan, the people in Wisconsin, the people in Philadelphia, the people in Georgia, the people in Minnesota and elsewhere, we have spoken. We fired Donald Trump and we hired Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
And I reached out to Trump team members here in Michigan, but we have not heard back. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
Well, still much more to come on Local 4 News today, but first we got to talk to our Andrew Humphrey.
Yeah, Andrew, we're watching a winter weather advisory out there.
That's right, and we're watching rain change over to snow right here in Motown as well. This rain-snow mixture will be with us all afternoon. As much as 1 to 3 inches possible across the area. I'll break that down neighborhood by neighborhood for you and your family for today's forecast. And of course, I've got your 7-day forecast and the Thanksgiving coming up.